With Porgy, I think I really bring to Porgy and other characters this kind of heart that's really at the core of who he is, in spite of what he experiences. He's obviously much different than everyone else in Catfish Row with his disability, and he has this small arietta scene where he's letting out these emotions. He just says people they pass by singing and crying. They look at my door and they just keep on moving. He's this loner that feels in some way that he's not worthy of love in some ways, maybe a romantic love. And I think me as also who's a person who's been a loner and normally pretty shy and quiet, I actually had a speech delay when I was a kid. The teasing I would encounter at that time, in some ways it could make me withdraw a little more and think and make me think that I wouldn't have much to offer unless I talked a certain way or looked a certain way. And thankfully, I've had people in my life and my family now where people will find you. You just have to keep that heart open and whatever light exists within you, just let that shine. When Porgy sees Bess and, it's this other broken person, but he sees something deeper in her that maybe she doesn't see in herself. He's just holding on to that hope and the fact that she's gone thousands of miles away to New York when he's probably never traveled more than a 6-block radius away from Catfish Row. And he is just determined. He's going to make it to New York, come hell or high water. That hope and that relentless pursuit of her, I think is what draws me to Porgy. Being in the rehearsal process is every day. It's sort of an inviting, healing, sort of welcoming experience every time I step into the building and into the rehearsal room. It's not often that I step into a rehearsal room and 95% of the artists in the room look like me. And you don't realize how much that feeds your soul daily until you're looking back at it. But also, I'm trying to stay in the moment and appreciate it while it's happening because it's really an enriching experience every time I'm here. The music of Porgy and Bess it's incredible. I mean, the first aria you get is Summertime. And so you think summertime is in this opera. I got plenty of nuttin'. Bess, you is my woman now. There are just so many iconic pieces throughout this entire work. For me, a moment that really stands out, and it's so small, but it means so much to me. It's in the duet with between Crown and Bess when she's gone to Kittiwah Island and the boat is getting ready to leave and people are departing, but out comes Crown. He's been hidden, and she's trying to tell him, I'm living with Porgy now and I'm living decent, but he is determined to take her away, and as he said he would earlier. And there's this moment right before the duet, What Do You Want with Bess, where she holds this note and it seems to come out of nowhere, and then once the orchestra joins her again, they're in that same key that she sort of introduced, and that moan that she lets out, it just comes from the bellows of her soul. It gets me every time I hear it. I think what makes a great Porgy and Bess production is, of course, the community of artists that are a part of the production. But as Francesca Zambello, our director, is adamant about reinstilling in us every single time we're in the room, it's the individual characters within this community. Everyone on stage is incredibly important, and so everyone has this agency over their character within the ensemble to say, okay, if you were to visit Catfish Row as an outsider, you would see so many different types of people within this community. It's not just a homogenous experience. You have the group of women that are sewing the banner together for the picnic at Kittiwah Island. You've got the fishermen and just all of the different personalities that exist within this community. I think what makes a great Porgy and Bess community or production is the individual members of the community taking agency over their character to create this larger work that's bigger than any one individual character, including the principal artist. We all matter within this community.